So, canonically speaking, this is video number 6,969. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are at number 6969. Nice. So, because because of this is the sexiest number I could come up with, we're going to be talking about basically, and since these videos are not for kids, we're going to be basically talking about characters and how they would have sex and what kind of sex would they have. As always, let's, for sake of argument, also all these characters are 18. Like, let's say they're over 8. Let's say a lot of these. Well, a lot of the characters I am going to mention are already over 18, but there are going to be some. We'll just say, for sake of argument, they held off until 18. Anyway, so let's get started. Let's start with Korra and Asami, because it may be the last day of Pride Month, but hey, it's still one day of Pride Month. So let's start with Korra Asami. So, how I imagine Korra and Asami have sex is that I really do imagine their sex life would be something along the lines of Korra. Like, Korra has lived a very sheltered life, but I'm pretty sure she knows what sex is. I know a lot of in fanfiction, like, Korra's treated like, she doesn't know, like, she doesn't understand certain things, but I'm pretty sure she would know what sex is. Asami would probably be guiding her a lot and probably be the top, because I feel like Korra needs someone, because she has so much weight she has to carry in as the Avatar. She has to she would have to just acquiesce that control in the bedroom to Asami. So that's just how I see it. It's like, do I see it as like a BDSM thing? No, but I definitely see that they'd probably be experimental enough to try something of that degree. So yeah, I would say Korra and Asami would definitely be like that. Like, Korra would willingly be a sub, and Asami would be the dominant one. So let's talk about Anne, Marcy, and Sasha. All three of them together. How I imagine it is that Sasha's a top, Marcy's a bottom, and Anne is the lovely Thai cream in the middle. I'm not apologizing. Yeah, so I kind of imagine it is that I feel like Marcy's a little low-key kinky, and also would be really like trying to get into role play, and Sasha would be like, I hate this. Like, do we have to do this? It's like, come on, Marcy, you said you would. And be like, okay. And there'd be a moment where, like, Marcy's dressed as, like, Zelda, and Sasha's dressed as Link. And in the middle of it, Anne is dressed as, like, another Link, because she would be like, I want to get double linked. So that's how I see. That's kind of how Sasha, I feel like, would be straightforward, no games. Let's just roll around right here. I'm horny. I'm on top. That's how it goes. And Anne would be probably down for whatever either of them can pitch at her. That's how I see it. Yeah. So let's talk about Pen and Sashi from Pen Zero Part-Time Hero. Sashi's just dominant. She's just pegging Pen. There is no doubt about it. She is just absolutely raw dogging Pen's asshole with a strap on. And Pen, much like Korra, after all the shall we say, adventures he had in the multiverse, it's kind of nice to let someone else have control, and I guarantee you Sashi would let him, wouldn't bother giving him control to begin with. She is I am 100% convinced that Sashi is full BDSM. You are going to lick my boot, and I'm going to call you dog, have a dog collar, all the works. That's just who she strikes me as. So Pen is just it's going to be Women's Appreciation Day at least 3 times a week. And, Pen's going to be in his room, in the kitchen, and Boone's going to come over and is like, hey man, what's up? Oh yeah, I'm fine. What's wrong, man? Boone, last night Sashi was the man. Oh my god. I just want to let you know, Boone. I didn't cry. Yeah, there you go. It's only gonna get worse, folks. Strap in or strap on. As for other ships I really like, I like to think, like, Luz and Amity, they waited until marriage, or at least until their engagement in their college years towards the end of the show. Like, and also, neither of them know what to do. Like, I imagine, like, it's like, you guys remember in The Simpsons where, like, Troy McClure and Patty are trying to have sex, and they're like, how about you come over here? How about you come over here? That's how I imagine it when the first night they were going to agree to do it. Like, Amity and Luz did not have any fucking clue what to do. Like, they just literally were like, do I pay you? What? No, you look nice. Take off your pants? Like, it would be that moment where they're just kind of fumbling through it, and like, they're like, was that good? Did we do it right? I don't know. I admit it, that's how it would probably go, is just the two of them just kind of fumbling through the whole thing and ending up, like, on the bed, just all messed up and tangled in each other, and just like, well, that could have gone better. Next up, Dipper and Wendy. I imagine Wendy would definitely be, like, the pro at this. Like, I definitely can see Wendy being the absolute pro in this situation. I can absolutely see her taking the lead with Dipper every time. And also, like, I think she'd let him, like, when he feels like confident enough, she'll be like, all right, you have some fun. I also am very sure, I am absolutely 100% certain that Dipper loves oral, giving and getting. He just strikes me as someone who would be like, I would literally go down on her in a minute. Like, I could absolutely see him, like, zoom in between Wendy's legs the moment she takes her pants off. Because he strikes me as a messy eater. Just saying. I also feel like he would be afraid, like, his first time with her, it would be like, don't be a two-pump chump. Don't be a two-pump chump. Don't be a two-pump chump. Like, he would be all up in his head, and Wendy's just like, oh no, he's tweaking out. All right, come here. Lay down. Jesus, I gotta do everything here. Yeah. So, following that, what else? Like, who else? Who else can I mentally ruin for all of you? Let's say Ed and Marie. Marie's just taking charge every time. I imagine Ed would probably be, like, trying his best to be a good noodle and not trying to, like, have sex with her. But there's going to be, like, moments, and you've probably seen fan fiction or fan art of this, of, like, Marie just removing clothes and Double D just, like, curse my hormones. I also feel like Marie would just it's the same thing with Wendy and Dipper, where it'd be like, Marie would be like, okay, don't freak out. Just lay on the bed, I'll take care of everything. And I imagine Double D is probably going to be like, I feel like I'm going to cry. Yeah. So, who else should what other ships should I really talk about? Trying to think here, like, who else? Oh, let's talk about some Code Lyoko ships real fast. Because you guys already know, if you've been on this channel long enough, I like Odd and Yumi together, and Ulrich and Sissy together. I imagine Ulrich's I think Sissy would just let him do whatever to her. Like, not like assault her, but more like, I think Sissy strikes me as someone who would really love sexting, and just kind of like Ulrich's at work, or he's, doing something else in his life, and then he just gets flooded with, like, 6 different pictures of Sissy after she came out of the shower, and Odd's just leaning over, like, what you got there, buddy? Bam! I feel like that's how Sissy would totally be like, I'm just gonna be a brat in bed, she would get Ulrich to be like, harder, daddy. Just yeah, it would be like a harder daddy kind of situation. Yumi, I feel like Yumi's kind of the same way. She's very stoic and also has to be in charge of everything. So I feel like she'd acquiesce that to Odd, and Odd would be like, I got everything. I think he'd also be like a fun. I feel like Odd would be very kind to her in bed. Like I feel like Odd would be like, so what do you want to do, or what do you want me to do to you? And I think he'd be open for, like, Yumi would be like, can we try like blindfolds and stuff? And he's like, oh yeah, let's do that. There's a safe word, right? I think Odd would be just down for anything. If I'm being honest, he would be 100% like, oh yeah, let's do that, or let's do this. Or I think he'd also be like pitching all these ideas to Yumi, and she'd be like, Jesus, at least you've come, like you came to and told me first, because if you tried that on me midway through, I think I would have punched you in the throat. That's the other thing. Odd would absolutely 100% like pitch all these ideas to Yumi as well, and be like, so can we try like this? And I was thinking like 69, but you're like, but I'm like holding you, and maybe you could try like stockings. I always thought you'd be cool in stock. And Yumi be like, shut up, we're in public, because he would talk in public. Anyway, so I think that's it. There are a few others, but I think I've said more than enough. Like I said, I wanted this to be my sexiest video, or unsexiest, pick your poison. Oh, let's actually end on a crossover ship real fast. Randy and Alya. I feel like Randy would be a very generous lover. He would be like, okay, like down for anything. And I feel like Alya would be just an absolute secret freak. Like Alya always struck, like Alya from Ladybug, and of course Randy Cunningham from ninth grade ninja. Randy he'd be like, oh yeah, we could do anything. What's with the taser? Like I feel like Alya would just come out like dressed in like a sexy version of her costume, and he'd be like, oh no. So yeah, there you go. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what are some pairings that you like, and what would their sex life be like? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.